Question 3. All right, each of y'all have to build a team of the top 5 cartoon characters to start a landscaping business. Who will make the most money?
How random is this? This is fun. Okay, so me and Hecker both have 5 cartoon characters that are going to work together as a landscaping team. And we have to convince Brandon at the end of the segment, you have to pick who would make more money over a summer of running the business, my team or Hecker's team.
All right.
All right. So part of it's convincing Brandon. All right. So you say your 5, I'll say my 5, then we'll talk.
Okay.
And just say your 5. Don't explain it. Just say your 5 and I'll say my 5.
So I have CatDog, Bulbasaur from Pokemon, Inspector Gadget, Randall from Recess, and the Grinch.
I would love to hear your explanation for this. We do have one crossover, and I'm not sacrificing it.
It's got to be Inspector Gadget, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Judging by your. Okay.
So we have one of the same guys. We're gonna have to work with that.
All right.
Like I'm not taking Inspector Gadget away because I already have a whole team. I have a team dynamic built, and I need him.
I'll sub Inspector Gadget for Jimmy Neutron.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
You're welcome, Sean.
Thank you. And
Brandon, I need brownie points for that one, but yeah.
All right.
All right. So my team: Bugs Bunny, Scrooge McDuck, Sully from Monsters Inc., the Tasmanian Devil, and Inspector Gadget.
All right, y'all really gotta explain. Like,
yeah, we got to explain. That's kind of the whole point. It's a podcast.
All right, I'm very confident now in mine.
I'm confident in mine.
Okay, so why don't you start explaining?
Okay, so all right. So cartoon characters.
I'm gonna interject my points as you
fair,
and feel free to do the same.
So cartoon characters are known for fucking up and getting in trouble and mischief and being stupid because they're cartoon characters. So I stayed away from troublemakers. I considered, and Bugs Bunny is my leader. Bugs Bunny is, so one of the most important elements of my team is Bugs Bunny is he's sales, he's leadership, he's chemistry, and he's motivation. And he is somebody who I trust that will get the job done, will convince other people, and will have the right thing. I considered other people like Hercules, Peter Pan, and the Brain from Pinky and the Brain. But I don't want an ego issue. I want one leader on my team. And Bugs is the one and only true leader of the team. So I didn't put another leadership person there because I didn't want heads to butt with the ego of my business. I considered chemistry, minimizing wacky people. And
dude, Bugs Bunny's like the wackiest guy in the world. Also, all he does is burrow underground and put giant holes in the ground.
Dude, he's always scheming. And he has all the
skills.
Imagine
you pay somebody to take care of your lawn and you just see a billion holes and tunnels dug into your lawn.
No, he wouldn't.
It's terrible.
So sales. No, but he's not going to be doing the labor for my team. He's going to be sales and leadership.
It's still like a huge habit of his. So that's
I mean, he's not going to do it.
He's also wacky as hell. You're going to say Bugs Bunny is not wacky. He's like a wacky, super wacky.
No,
he's loony.
Bugs Bunny is manipulating. He's manipulating.
He's the face of Looney Tunes.
What does Bugs Bunny do that's wacky? He's always the one riling up and squaring the other Looney Tunes like against each other. He's the smartest one. He has charisma.
You hear that, Brandon?
He has charisma. He has leadership. He has the ability to motivate and tell others what to do and give them a reason for doing it, which is what business leaders need to do. And he has like a motivation to want this thing to be successful because I trust him. He's not wacky enough to like just quit. Like he is going to be convinced to do this. You
better hope you don't have a vegetable garden either. Like if you have a vegetable garden and you're paying this team, like forget about it. He's going to bring his own.
He's going to bring his own carrots. So let me just continue with my dynamic a little bit. Like so, Scrooge McDuck is more of a defensive move against yours because. How are you going to fund your business? Scrooge McDuck is not going to be around. He's there for me to justify any investment I need to make into the business. So that's mine, Scrooge McDuck.
He's very like Scroogey though. You know what I mean?
Like he's not. So Bugs Bunny will be the one. Bugs Bunny will be cool. So Bugs Bunny will be the one though to communicate with Scrooge to get the money, and those two will work together. All right. So then Inspector Gadget and Sully from Monsters Inc. are going to be my 2 workers. And I chose Sully from Monsters Inc. for a very specific reason. It's because, one, he can help with sales. He's presentable, like he does the laughter in the movie. He can do labor because he's big and strong. And we know that he will be compliant with the company because what does he do in the movie? He works every day. He goes to work and he does his job. And he does the laughing through the closets and the scaring. So he will be a reliable worker who's presentable to the client. And he's big enough and strong enough to help do the labor. Inspector Gadget is I'm banking a lot on him doing the labor and, getting the scissors. And here's the other thing that about Inspector Gadget. How does every episode start? With him taking an order. So Bugs is going to get the jobs. Give it to Inspector Gadget, who won't go off on a wacky mission and screw it up. He will do his mission the entire time that he got from his leader.
I've never seen the show or not, but
again,
wacky missions, hijinks all over the place. But
he always accomplishes the mission. And he doesn't create what the mission is. He gets his orders from someone else.
Sure.
So he will be compliant as a worker. And my last one is the Tazmanian Devil. Now, he is a wild card. Now, Bugs Bunny's going to have plenty of time. Bugs Bunny has plenty of time because he's not doing any labor. And Sully from Monsters, Inc. and Inspector Gadget will be able to do the labor. And Bugs will get the job. So Bugs will have some extra time. And one of Bugs Bunny's projects throughout the summer is going to be taking the Tazmanian Devil and controlling him into using his spinning just to create a lawn and perfectly mow it in a second with his crazy mowing. And he's going to put a little mower on him and spin around. And there's a chance that it doesn't work. But if anyone can control the Tazmanian Devil over the course of a summer, it's going to be Bugs Bunny. So it's going to be a wild card. And if it doesn't work out with the Taz, we don't need him. We already have Sully and Inspector Gadget to do the labor.
If I'm a consumer, I'm not paying for your experiment. If it doesn't work out,
here's the thing about lawns. Each lawn is a new customer, a new client. So maybe we do some tests with Taz, and once we nail it, then we can just he can go to. Here's the thing: Taz can go to one house, the Tazmanian Devil can go to one house if we get it, and Sully and Inspector Gadget can do the other house. Therefore, we can cover more ground in a period of time. Taz has the potential. Taz has the potential to do 10 lawns at once if we can hone down his skills. And who can hone him better than Bugs? So it's a risk. It's a wild card, but it has the potential. If by the end of the summer Bugs can teach the Taz do 10 lawns, then we are going to be nailing neighborhoods.
Big risk though.
And guess what? Scrooge McDuck is going to cover the lawnmowers, the transportation, and the payroll.
He's a money man. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask the same question for both of y'all. What is their motivating factor to work as a team?
I pretty much just explained mine.
He thinks that Bugs Bunny's a good enough leader, that wacky cockadoo is going to be able to motivate him.
Inspector Gadget and Sully are already characters whose main things is that they do jobs. So they're just doing it for the paycheck.
I think Taz is a cancer on this team because you can't reel him in. You cannot reel him in.
That's why he's a wild card.
Yep.
We're not going to bring him to the first job. But
also,
it's in our pocket.
He's not just a wild card. He actively destroys things. So he could actively undo all of your work. Everywhere he goes, he leaves a path of destruction.
Scrooge McDuck is going to build a test
imagine him
area.
in front of a client. Imagine.
Well, we're not going to bring him out into the field until he nails it, and we're going to build a test facility with Scrooge McDuck's money. And by the end of the summer,
talk to me at the end of September 29th, and maybe he'll be able to get a lawn. All right. Well, interesting. Okay. Well, I understand the dynamics.
You think my team would make a little bit of money, Brandon?
Yeah. I'm trying to think
okay.
It just all depends on Bugs' marketing plan too.
And there's nothing he does more than convince the other Looney Tunes to do crazy stuff. You're telling me he can't go to a door and be like, "Hey, would you like one of the top detectives and one of the strongest men in the world to come to your lawn for a very fair price?" He could get that done.
Maybe if he's not digging holes in you. I mean, you'd open the door and he'd be burrowing from your front lawn and popping up right in front of you, and you'd be like, "All right, well, thanks, but now I had this enormous hole in my lawn and all my landscaping's messed up, so get off my lawn." It's where'd you get that carrot? Oh, is that from my garden? No, of course you can't be, my friend.
Scrooge McDuck will give him all the carrots he wants in his own bag.
That's not the Scrooge McDuck I know. Maybe he's become a little bit more generous. All right, understood. I like it. I'm obviously poking holes in it.
That's your job.
So I'll go dynamics. All right, I'll start with I had Inspector Gadget. I'll go Jimmy Neutron. Very, very, very similar idea. Although Jimmy Neutron is an inventor, so he can solve problems with his inventions. Whereas Inspector Gadget has a set of tools that he already has at his disposal. Jimmy Neutron can find a problem, solve it with an invention. He has rocket ships. He can go point A to point B, transport everything very quickly. And clearly, money's not an issue with him. So he can we don't have
money's
to worry
about money's not an issue with Jimmy Neutron.
I mean,
is he rich?
No, he's got rocket
He's a kid.
ships. So
he's a kid.
But how does he have a rocket ship? His parents are paying for it. His parents are bankrolling the whole thing.
He has a rocket ship in the show?
Jimmy Neutron?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay. So a 12-year-old kid is going to be your source of unlimited money?
He's a super genius. He's a super genius, and he can invent.
Okay.
He could literally solve any problem in the world with an invention.
Okay.
So he might be able to just be a one-man crew and take care of a whole lawn with one invention. But we'll keep going for the sake of the argument. The Grinch.
That seems like a wild card, like Taz. Okay. The Grinch, interesting.
Except Taz
Okay.
active, the Grinch. Think about what he accomplished in one night. He took down. He's very organized. He has a crazy work ethic. He works efficiently. He works effectively, and he took down Christmas for an entire town in one night. And he's agile. Like, not only is he quick, he can get down chimneys with a huge sack pop up. So if it's lawn clippings or leaves, whatever it is, he's in and out in a hurry. He gets it all done quickly.
He's going to be a cancer on the team.
No way. And I'll get to that.
He's literally the Grinch.
Somebody reels him in, and I'll get there. All right, Bulbasaur. You might be thinking, what's Bulbasaur doing?
Yeah.
So,
eat your treat.
What is a landscaping crew responsible for?
Making the grass,
mowing the lawn, keeping the trim well.
You want your lawn to look amazing, right? Like if you have a shitty lawn, if your grass is crummy and you have spare spots, you need somebody who knows grass. Right, you need somebody who understands soil and grass and what's going on. What's Bulbasaur? He's a leaf Pokemon. He is grass, so he can probably walk on grass and be like, nope, this isn't right. You need water. You need this chemical. That he's one with the earth. So he's the guy. He's like the consultant to make sure that your lawn is where it needs to be. Right?
Can he talk?
Oh yeah. I mean, they communicate. I mean, can Taz talk? How's Taz going to communicate?
Okay. All
right. And he's very cute, so people are gonna love. Like, oh, you know what? Let's give him a shot. And he's just very effective. All right.
Okay.
So, and then we have CatDog. CatDog does the work of two people, two men at once. Whether you're weeding or, they work well together. So it's 4 hands rather than 2. It's basically you get 2 workers for the price of 1. It would be like having. You said Bugs Bunny doesn't do work, right?
If it's needed, but mostly his job is not labor.
Mm-hmm. So you have one person who does 0. I have one person who does just the work of 2 people. So that's just.
So CatDog's your leader?
There. No, my leader. Brandon, before I get into this, did you watch Recess? Do you know that cartoon?
Not really, but I looked him up. I already looked him up.
All right. So this hurts my argument a little bit. But Sean, you watched Recess, right?
Yeah.
You know who Randall is?
Randall is a teacher's pet, absolute teacher's pet.
Little worm.
He's like the
and that's what Brandon needs to know.
Like he's a worm. Hall pass guy.
He's a worm.
Like,
he tells the teacher everything everyone does.
Everything.
He's like nerdy and like.
I know his kind of like his gig.
So if I'm running a business, like these guys are all. They're all hard workers. They're all getting the job done, but I need somebody there to make sure that nobody's cutting corners. A summer job when there's landscapers there. If it's 5 kids, they're going to be taking breaks, siestas. They're going to be cutting corners. Maybe they're taking a couple of dollars out of the orders. Randall's there, taking better to be feared than loved. He's Machiavelli.
I wish leadership worked like that. No one will respect him as a leader. No one likes him.
They respect me. Okay, he's there to make sure.
Wait, we're a part of this.
I thought. I thought we're not.
I didn't know.
I thought I was picking 5 guys to run a system. I'm still big boss number 1. Either way,
I never looked at it like that.
He's a rule follower. If somebody's breaking a rule, somebody's cutting a corner, somebody's taking the easy way out, he's gonna be there to point it out.
So you got a teacher's pet as your guy. You got Jimmy Neutron for inventions. You got Bulbasaur as the consultant, and you got CatDog.
Randall's also a good order taker.
Who's your sales guy?
That would be Jimmy. Jimmy Neutron's charismatic. CatDog is as well, but Jimmy Neutron. No, what? But Sean, you keep saying kid. He's a super genius.
He's a kid.
He's a super genius.
Yeah, but sales isn't like solving an equation.
But have you seen his hair? He's suave. He's cool guy. He's very cool in front of customers. He's a very cool customer. CatDog is also a charmer. The cat part of CatDog is a charmer, but I wouldn't have him necessarily like as the point person because Dog in the back is always running amok. He's kind of always like yapping about something. But
okay. All right, so that's your pitch. All right, so Brandon, to rip apart his team, just tear it apart. No leadership, no funding, and their consultant can't even talk. And their leader is a wormy guy. And CatDog, they're always disagreeing with each other, and
no, they're not.
They have no funding. And my team is much more well structured.
What do you mean no funding? What funding do they need? Jimmy Neutron is making and bringing.
Your funding is a 12-year-old boy.
He has rocket ships. Are you telling me that's going to be an issue? If he could build a rocket ship with no problem?
Scrooge McDuck has more money than Jimmy Neutron, and he's experienced in investing.
Doesn't matter. So
All right.
I mean, every argument you had, just if you think that Bugs is
I have leadership funding. I have leadership funding. I have labor. I have sales. And I have a wild card that could potentially blow this into such a big landscaping company that we can cover a whole state.
Best case scenario, Tasmanian Devil is like a good worker, right?
No.
What's the best case? That's a terrible
best case scenario. No, it's a wild card. I already have labor covered with Inspector Gadget and Sully.
A wild
this
card.
This is a potential to take a small community landscaping business into a statewide business.
You have two useful people in yours, okay? Scrooge McDuck doesn't work. You said Bugs doesn't work, and Tasmanian Devil maybe by the end of the summer can work. That's
but
Sully out the window.
Sully and Inspector Gadget, because Inspector Gadget is going to be able to come up with a contraption to like do it all real fast, and any labor carrying bags.
Jimmy Neutron's a better version of Inspector Gadget. So
no, Inspector Gadget already has the inventions, and all he needs is the situation to apply them in, and anything that he needs heavy carry. Like we're gonna maybe plant some trees, and Sully will be able to carry all of them. And both of my workers have great attitudes. CatDog are always arguing with each other. No, they don't even like each other. They're going to go off on a crazy rampage.
They're the same person. They like each other. They're best friends. They share a bed.
Yeah. Well, they don't have a choice unless they stab themselves down the middle of their body.
You can't say that they can't communicate.
Bulbasaur can't even talk.
Neither can Taz. So how is anyone ever going to reel him in?
Well, you said Bulbasaur is your consultant, meaning that he's going to talk to the client, talk to the leadership, be the guy who kind of figures everything out. He can't even talk.
He's a grass
in his head.
He's a grass consultant. He gets that. He knows exactly what it needs.
Brandon, whose team's better? Whose team will make more money in one summer of operating a landscape business?
Yeah, that's how I'm thinking. Like one summer. So I think your team, Sean, will make a good steady amount of money, but I feel like Jimmy Neutron is literally
the wild card.
Like he takes it over, like because there's many reasons. He's a kid, so like if you go to a door, like a client's gonna be like he could be like, oh, like I have this little business, I'm trying to like, you know, like kind of like a lemonade stand. They're more likely to like want to like. He's
contribute,
more attractive
and he's got great hair.
Mm-hmm.
He's more attractive than Bugs Bunny at the door.
Who's gonna just dig holes in your yard? We'll say
Bugs is an adult.
Okay, I'm gonna give you. So Sean, I think your labor force is better. I still don't understand like why y'all both chose wild cards, like Tasmania and the Grinch. They're both wild cards.
Well, maybe let's talk to the guy.
Wild card. Grinch isn't a wild card. Grinch is like
Grinch. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Grinch is going to destroy the whole chemistry of his entire team. The guy lives in a thing. He hates everyone that he meets. He's negative.
No,
he is pessimistic.
He didn't hate people.
He's one
Christmas.
thing he's ever done is destroy a city of love. You think he's going to be a good, compliant worker sitting there cutting grass, or do you think he's going to talk shit and all the other team members not show up? The Grinch is a cancer on the team. He's going to ruin the whole chemistry. And do you think a little boy?
Man.
Do you think a little boy has Do you think the little boy has a management experience to deal with an experienced Grinch grouch like the Grinch who's going to ruin the cancer from inside the team? Bugs Bunny has experience handling all different kinds of personalities.
How did that Toon Squad look before MJ got there and the real leader arrived?
I mean, they don't have great skills, but who was the leader of the team? Who got it together? Bugs Bunny.
Bugs. Would you say that they were organized and like a well-run team?
I mean, they had jerseys, they had a court, they had a lineup. They got Lola, who actually was good at basketball. Like, yes, he put together a team. He put together the spectacle.
You played your own.
And yes, and then he went out and recruited the best talent in the world because he's a leader. Because he's a leader.
If you want to hire a spectacle, then that's great. But if you want to hire a business,
they won. They won in Space Jam and Bugs Bunny.
Because they got a real leader.
And who got MJ? But who outsourced the leadership because that was required in the situation? The man who always gets the job done, Bugs Bunny.
He's a bunny.
Well, also David, he
runs a whole world. Looney Tunes, the world.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but David's squad, he has like differential.
No leadership.
He has Bulbasaur, which is a different type of product.
He can't talk.
Like, huh?
He can't talk.
No, but the watering aspect.
These are cartoons.
Sell them. Basically.
All the other cartoons, but cartoons have shows where they have plots and they can talk.
Well, I'm saying Bulbasaur can be an upsell. Like
Tasmanian Devil cannot talk.
Grass. Like, did you hear me, John?
Bulbasaur can communicate. That's how. Like, have you ever seen the show Pokemon? They can communicate with each other.
I'm just seeing him as
they can't communicate with a Grinch and CatDog.
You sure can.
Like, Sean, but you only got okay. But is Bulbasaur also going to do labor? Because your labor force is looking weak right now.
No, yeah, he do the watering, yeah, but he's the one that gets the grass right, and he can do it.
Sean, he's basically a sprinkler system. You don't have to buy one.
And one
okay, so he's going to sit in a yard for 2 hours a day where he can't go consult with other yards because he's a sprinkler system.
Have you ever tried to get a crummy yard in shape? It's impossible. Like you have to be. It's science.
Yes, and do you water it once and have it fixed?
No, but it's not about that. It's about knowing what the yard needs because he is a leaf. He's part of the
I
earth.
eat cereal. I don't know how to manufacture it. Like just because you eat something doesn't mean you're an expert at it.
So you don't know Pokemon because he didn't. It's not that he eats leaves. He's a leaf Pokemon. That's his essence.
This is so dumb.
I know. But
also we got.
But my team's better. Who are you going to trust? The man who built a business?
More.
What sells more?
Brand. And I feel like your brand is like more built like a machine.
Whose?
And David's like more built where you can make creative solutions.
Dude, he's got the Grinch on his team. That's the worst. That would be the last person I would pick. I put people I would never pick. I would never pick Shabby from Scooby-Doo. I would never pick Grandpa Rick, even how smart he is. You can't pick people who are gonna screw up your team. I picked workers who showed in their TV show what they do is work. Inspector Gadget goes on missions. Sully's entire thing in Monsters Inc. is how he holds a job. I have 2 reliable workers for my labor force. He has 2 cats and dogs who fight each other, and a Grinch who's known for one thing, which is ruining people's spirit.
And Jimmy Neutron,
who's a boy
expert and a grass.
And Jimmy Neutron's supposed to be sales and inventions. You don't have that. You don't have that spread out enough. And then you got
Brandon. He just clearly doesn't get it.
Smarter than Bugs Bunny.
I don't think that he as much as a people person as Bugs Bunny.
Jimmy is probably
and
like
sales and management is people person. No, Jimmy Neutron is smarter, but how do you define smartness? Jimmy Neutron come up with an invention, but does he have the experience of dealing with people in sales, the complex sales process? Does he have the ability to manage employees like the Grinch? You think the Grinch is going to listen to a little boy named Jimmy Neutron who looks exactly like a who?
The Grinch didn't hate people. He hated Christmas. Okay,
he hated who's. He hated who's.
No, he didn't. He hated Christmas.
Jimmy Neutron is essentially a who.
The rest of the year, he was going out of town.
That's why. No, that's not true. He lived up in the cave all year long.
How did he get food? Did you ever see? Have you ever seen the Grinch? Do you understand?
Yeah,
obviously, you're exposing yourself.
The Grinch. You're telling me the Grinch doesn't live up in a giant.
He does, but he still worked hard. How did he get there?
What was his job? Once a year, he'd go down to get food and store it up in his castle because he doesn't want to go down and talk to people because he hates them.
How does he get money?
He hates them because they bullied him as a kid.
All right,
I don't know. A lot of assumptions here.
How
what's the Grinch's job? I'll tell you, it's not landscaping.
In a couple sentences, how does your company beat the competition?
By providing a better service at a better price. And we'll be able to have better prices because we have the backing of Scrooge McDuck, an experienced businessman and guider as an investor, whose one goal is to make money, which is the one goal of this entire operation is to make money. And we have the ultimate cartoon money-making man as not only our investor, but also our guider. And then he implements that to my talented, well-structured team.
Neutron can also expand his business into space, too.
How does that help make money in fucking launch?
You can make alien dollars that are more expensive. I mean, more.
Okay, Brandon. Okay, you just lost your fucking credibility.
Well, here you go.
Alien dollars in Mars. We're talking about mowing lawns and getting $25 and then coming back with a reservice charge twice, 4 times a month in order to maintain. And that's a recurring revenue stream. And that's something Scrooge McDuck understands.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Not Mars
does maintain. I'm just saying David
Mine
has
expands.
the ability
What the fuck does the ability to go to space have to do with mowing lawns that is going to give you money? It's only one summer.
Company.
So future investments don't mean a damn thing for one summer.
This landscaping company, mine at least, I can't speak for yours. Clearly you did. Isn't just mowing lawns, Sean. We do so many different things. We get lawns in shape.
So your salesperson and your leader is going to be in space.
No. What are you talking about? He's going to be on Earth. He has inventions that take care of all this. I mean, I hate to say it, but you lost because you.
Okay, that's a really convincing argument for having a bad argument. It's just saying because you lost.
Scrooge McDuck is a money guy. We don't need one because we have somebody who has all these resources and can invent anything. Your leader literally actively destroys laws.
Your money man is a boy who doesn't even have a job.
What are you talking about? He doesn't have a job.
He's 12 years old.
Why would I want him to have a job?
He's 12 years old. He's not your money man. How are you going to get trucks to transport everything? How are you going to buy soil to invest? It's all about making profit. If you want to, you have to buy the mulch in bulk. Jimmy Neutron can afford it. Scrooge McDuck can, and he can have a facility where he holds it.
You clearly didn't watch Jimmy Neutron. You don't understand what he has at his disposal. So you have Tazmanian Devil who will destroy everything, all the work that you've done, and Bugs Bunny, who even if he gets the Tasmanian Devil in line and you can do more lawns, then that's all his time. He has to spend all of his time reeling them in.
Well, no, he has time for sales too. He has time for sales and to make sure everything's going well. And he won't need to spend a lot of time doing management because I have such a professional labor team. I think this is outright a victory for me.
I just feel like
Brandon, be decisive and just pick someone.
It's gonna have to be David for me.
Well, you guys are fucking idiots. Who are you gonna trust?
Right.
The guy who built a business from his mom's basement into a $5 million company with 17 employees, or two fucking idiots? Ah!
Your business would make money. I'm just saying, David has the ability to.
Brandon, if you knew more about business, maybe I'd have you on the business side of my business. This is outrage. I want to recount. This is fraudulent election. I won, and we want the viewers to let people know that. I guess my worst case here was a bad judge. I should have picked a different Supreme Court that would be loyal to me.
Yeah, that's right.
All right,
that was no contest. When I heard
contest, that's insane. That's insane.
Yeah,
but
when I heard Taz is like, I think you could have had an argument if you didn't have.
Dude, I had it figured out in 4 people, so I had a wild card option.
Terrible.
All right. This is stupid. This is so stupid, but I love it. That was fucking fun, man. And if we had a better judge that was more rational, like I would be a little happier, but it's okay. It was fun.
We're going on to.
I almost forgot. If you really enjoyed the clip, if you really enjoyed the podcast, one thing I would appreciate more than anything, just hit the little subscribe button. And I have hours and hours of podcast footage talking to some of the best entrepreneurs out there on YouTube. Watch some more of them. Check out this. Check out this. Go ahead and binge. Have some fun. I love you. Thanks for watching.